I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Every year, fifth graders are asked to write an essay called "What Parker Means to Me." As a former fifth grade teacher, this is one of my favorite reflective writing pieces. 2 students from each class were selected to share their essays today. I'd like to invite Amelia and Zach to the podium.
On the first day of school, I was nervous like most people on their first day of SK. Knees trembling, arms shaking, I followed my classmates to what would be in my classroom for the rest of the year. Instantly, when Mrs. Hartman greeted me with her teddy bears I told my best friend Annika what had happened, and she said to tell Mrs. Hartman, saying that she wouldn't get mad. So I told my Mrs. Hartman, as nervous as I was on the first day of school. But despite me doing something she specifically told me not to, she wasn't mad. In fact, she was very patient with me and told me that it was okay to make mistakes, but it was important to not make them again. From that day on, I never touched Mrs. Hartman's teddy bear again. Now, these lessons weren't just in SK. Every year, I learn a new one. First grade, consequences. Second grade, hard work. Third grade, maturity. Fourth grade, being an upstander. And fifth grade, responsibility. This year was especially important, learning about responsibility. Realizing and learning that I am responsible for my actions, work, and other things is a really important lesson for the rest of my life. Although learning how to be a better person was a big part of my experience at the lower school, an even bigger part were the teachers. They were the ones teaching us how to be better every day. So thank you, all my special teachers. Thanks, Mrs. Conway, Mrs. Hartman, Mrs. Shemansky, and Mrs. Sabinston. Thanks, Mrs. Hassler, Mrs. Gallagher, and Mrs. Watkins. And thank you, Mrs. Brands Hernandez and Mrs. McCarthy. One last message. Bye, lower school, and hello, sixth grade.
To me, Parker's more than just a school. To me, Parker's like a second home. It started about 7 years ago in 2014. It was a nice sunny day. I could feel the warm September breeze brushing through my face. As comforting as the breeze was, it was analogous to my worried and frightened thoughts. "Mommy, can I stay in home instead?" I said. She laughed. "Sweetie, you have to go to school so you can learn things. You might even make some new friends." Though those words didn't comfort me, she almost foreshadowed what would happen that day. When I arrived at my classroom, I looked around. My classroom was placed at the side of a relatively large canyon and had a row of glass windows on the side. Though I was still scared, I started to feel somewhat comfortable. Once I got inside of my new homeroom, I was mesmerized with the amount of decorations, posters, and colors overflowing the room, and I almost immediately felt like I was at home. "Mommy, look at all this stuff," I explained. "Mommy?" Then I realized she was gone. Panicked, I rushed to the teacher's desk. "Where's Mommy?" I said, panicking. "Don't worry, Lucas," Mrs. Fiore said. "It will be fine. Have fun. Class starts in a few minutes." Feeling much more confident, I walked over to someone who would soon be my friend. I asked, "Want to play together?" "Sure," he responded. From that point forward, I felt that I was at home. Fast forward 7 years, many wonderful memories, field trips, classes, and exams, and here we are, 5th grade. In that time, I have gone from a shy junior kindergartner to an outgoing and hardworking 5th grader. How did it happen? I made myself at home. At your house, your family probably teaches you core values, key skills, and other important things while letting you play fun games, but also forcing you to exercise. Just like at home, Parker's done the same to me by teaching me key traits and skills. By doing this, Parker has shaped me into the person I am, even if I tripped along the way. In conclusion, Parker has done all of these amazing things to me, which has started from one simple action: making me feel at home.
Normally I would need that stool, but I have heels on today, so. Good afternoon, actually good morning still, everyone. Good morning to our Parker community. Congratulations to our grade 5 students today. So exciting. Interesting to see you out here on this lawn too, but it's a great preview of what's to come. This year, our squires had to reimagine how to share their love of Parker with prospective families. Instead of giving wonderful in-person tours, squires entertained the families with virtual campus tours. They even interviewed some of you I recognize from some of the videos, as to why you chose Parker for your child. The families, the interested families, which we had many of this year, felt your love when they were watching the videos. In addition, with the guidance of Miss Veronica Scott, our lower school ambassadors joined the middle and upper divisions to become a no place for hate school. To become a no place for hate school, you are a school that is trying to be against bullying and to be more inclusive and to be kind. And that is something that's always a work in progress. I'm proud of the 5th graders, the squires this year, for being the first ones to make this happen, so we could be no place for hate school across all 3 divisions. For sure, they will do more of this work in the years to come. My little squires, who are about the same height as I am, I appreciate your positive light, your warmth, your smiles, getting up early on Thursday morning so that we could have meetings together. Even if virtually, I felt a connection with all of you. I'm excited for you to continue your work in student leadership when you enter the middle school campus next year. It is my honor to name 26 students from the class of 2028 today. As I call your name, squires, please remain standing. J. Abraham. Zora Aldis. Amelia Ansack. Luke Blair. Sienna Botero. Conan Klein. Shreya Devuru. Persis Eagleson. Devin Ferreira McPeat. Aiden Gabriel. Matthew Gunn. Ava Halls. Lucas Korn. Sienna Lyons. Claire Makeley. Emma Maruccia. Chloe Rademacher. Ava Ramos. Annika Reining. Cooper Shelley. Malia Terry Voissard. Piper Tobias. Anna Tremulay. Jonah Van. Philip Vano. And Josh Wilson. Squires, please be seated. I'd like to invite our student council presidents to come up to the podium.
This year, approximately 90 students were involved in the lower school student council, including students in 1st through 5th grade. Each of these students were picked by their classmates because they felt best represented in their cohort.
Student Council achieved a lot this year. Our goal was to reimagine many of the lower school, even during this unprecedented year. We believe that as a group, we achieved so much together. We didn't just help each other, we supported and helped our community.
We wrote over 150 letters to patients suffering from COVID here in San Diego. We wrote letters in English, Spanish, and Mandarin.
We collected 200 pairs of shoes for migrant children at the convention center. We also organized a donation drive to collect supplies for the children. Our bins are overflowing.
Many of us heard about how people in India were struggling with COVID. To show them our love, we wrote them letters in English and Hindi. We wrote over 200 letters and raised about $1,000 for COVID relief in India. And then, the sneaky student council somehow planned an entire 5th grade surprise parade without our knowledge. Our teachers, staff, and friends all came out with signs, pom-poms, and Parker cheer to show us love and support. We were definitely surprised.
The 5th grade representatives served as officers, and I'd like to recognize them now. Please stand when we call your names and remain standing until we call all of the names. First session officers, Cooper Shelley, Piper Tobias, Jay Abraham, and Persis Eggleston.
Second session officers, Ava Ramos, Shreya Devuru, Pierce Robinson, Mia Kane, Luke Blair, Claire Magley.
Third session officers, Addie Shanelia, Zora Aldos, Sean Soni, Philip Vano, and Kalina Parikh.
And first session presidents, Ava Halls and Ava Cherry.
And second session presidents, Henry Longman.
And third session president, Lucas Korn. Thank you. Student council, you may be seated.
Sometimes I'm like a bee, buzzing around, busy, trying so hard just to get by. Sometimes I think I do not have time to stop and observe what is around me. Sometimes I find stress and fear in everything I do. And sometimes I even think of school as just stressful work, rather than looking at it as time to spend with friends. But when I can stop and think, I can always find the sweet nectar to make into honey. I can sit back and enjoy the happy things. I can find myself in a hive where I always fit in. This hive is called Parker. The world always seems big, and I always feel small, and it's hard to accept this feeling will not change. I have learned sometimes being who you are means putting yourself in an even smaller position of value in society. But sometimes smaller is bigger, like at Parker. Most kids fear being themselves for this reason, of a minority position, but at Parker, I do not have to. Parker has taught me that being a part of a minority can connect you. See, Francis Parker is full of kids of different races and identities. I don't have to worry about the way I express myself or try to be similar to everyone else, because no two people are alike to be similar to. At Parker, people love me. The teachers always make sure you feel all right and that you can express yourself and your opinions as you are. They try to be like family and support you through it all. In Parker, they teach a bunch of minorities to make up a majority. Also, no judgment of opinion is held. While other kids have to debate what to say about their opinions and how they will say it, at Parker, I can speak my mind. I never have to feel a certain way or think a certain way to fit into the Parker society. It means so much to me that me, of all kids, can find a place I can fit like a puzzle piece in. Parker is like a jigsaw puzzle. All the pieces are different, which makes it so they can fit together. At Parker, diversity brings us together. I remember a time when anxiety was rushing me and clustering in my brain. No one was there. I was falling, sinking, spinning. Tears rained down my face constantly. I was drifting helplessly through space. An endless black hole was sucking me towards my fear, my doom, my end. And I could not stop falling. It seemed no one was there to catch me. My life was spinning out of control. I had restless legs, frequent anxiety attacks, and even some trouble just speaking to people. Just as I was about to hit the bottom of the abyss, someone caught me. Parker reached out its arms, and the golden and soft brown slowly carried me to the ground like I was a feather. I shared my story of fear and pain, and everyone listened. Everyone cared. Everyone joined in to help me, just one student. Teachers supported me and always checked in. Friends hugged me and showed empathy. Parker showed me I belonged. I'm the one of the 400-ish students. I am an equal. Parker showed me a path when I lost my way. They understood. I learned I wasn't the only one in the world going through anxiety. And in fact, I was one of the many in my school. Parker teaches much more than science and math. Parker has taught me I have a puzzle to fit into. Parker has taught me we are not alone. Parker has taught me what love feels like. And to be here today, giving you this speech, is one of the many things I owe to Parker.
I've always loved character development. It's just so satisfying to watch how the characters grow, whether they're in a book or a movie. But looking back on my years at Parker, I've realized how much this can happen in real life. And thanks to this school, we're all perfect examples of it. From the rule-following JKer who struggled to hop on one foot, to the more mature third grader who stumbled back into her classroom after 4 months away, and to the fifth grader, here, now, who has experienced challenges and rejections, excitement and disappointment, and has stepped outside her comfort zone more than she ever thought she would. At the beginning of the year, I thought I knew who I was. I thought I knew my place. I was the quiet, smart girl who sat in the front row and raised her hand for all the teacher's questions. But then in fifth grade, I got put into 5RB. I didn't know what to expect. Most of the people in the cohort I had never spoken to before. I went home and cried to my parents that I didn't have friends. And finally, I realized that in order to make some, I would have to step away from my reputation, leave all the quiet and shy in the dust, move out of my comfort zone. So I did. I talked with everyone, built bridges that I never thought I had the tools to create, and let it become a part of me. And thanks to Parker, I found a whole new side to myself that I never knew existed. At the beginning of the year, Mr. Reese promised that fifth grade would be our best year at Parker, and it has been. We have done things that I have never done before, and I don't just mean academically. We've come up with phrases, formed groups, watched the sun travel through the big blue dome countless times. We've protested for what's right and written essays together to argue. We've had our good days and our bad days, our happy days and our sad days. And I think of it as a collage, all coming together, a mishmash of colors and sounds and textures and emotions to form us, Francis Parker School, diverse and unified, unique and blended. I've learned math and reading and writing, but I've also learned deeper messages, things that I can build myself on. Teamwork and friendship, kindness and respect. Design isn't the only class we build in. We build everywhere, with our minds, with our hearts, with our souls. Because here at Parker, we are more than a school. We are friends, we are family, and we are home.
This year, one of our wonderful faculty members is moving on to new adventures. Ms. Farkas, please come up to the podium.
Ms. Farkas will be retiring after 21 and a half wonderful years as a primary teacher at Parker. She taught JK, SK, and first grade. In her retirement, she plans on riding her bike at the lake near her house.
Ms. Farkas is also looking forward to spending time with her kids and grandkids. Please join us in congratulating Mrs. Farkas.
Thank you, Ms. Farkas. Right, can I just go now? I love you. Okay. Thank you.
Parker isn't just an ordinary school. It's a haven full of kindness and joy. If you don't believe me, just listen. I came to Parker in 4th grade, and it may have been the best decision of my life. When I arrived, I could tell it was going to be a great school, but little did I know that it was going to be better than great. Events occurred throughout the year that were educational and fun at the same time. For example, near the end of the year, we were told we were going to the mission San Juan Capistrano. The bus ride was not too long, but when we arrived, it felt like a whole new world. The teachers let us off the bus into the entrance and were very kind and caring. The whole experience was just amazing, but it wouldn't have been the same if it was Parker who took us there. The same year, I learned about strive. It may seem like a regular word, but it means a lot at Parker. You see, Parker is about preparing you for your later life, and what better idea to prepare kids for the future than an acronym that talks about respect and kindness. STRIVE stands for seek always to do your best, treat people and property with respect, revere the truth, and invest in your future, value school rules, your heritage, and personal responsibility, and enrich the world for all. These words are powerful by themselves, but even more powerful when the ideas are put to use. When I got into 5th grade, a lot changed. Expectations were higher, and homework was harder. Even though this was not what I wanted, deep down, it was what I needed. For Parker, 5th grade is right before middle school, so preparations are in full power. Giving me harder work was not the only thing Parker did to prepare me. Parker also helped me to become better at organization and time management. Time management is a hard skill to master, but our teacher, Miss Buzzy, helped us to use planners to make time for homework and other projects. But preparations were not the only thing going on. Near the end of 5th grade, we started work on a cohort movie about fossil fuels. It may sound like a fun end-of-the-year project, but it was much more than that. As many people know, working as a team with other people is hard.
and that was exactly what we had to do. There were no bad and good ideas. All the ideas were creative in their own way, and we picked the ones that would work best with our topic. And as you probably guessed, it was not easy. Picking ideas and making a movie in general both required teamwork. Parker has also taught me leadership through a program Parker calls Student Council. In order to get into Student Council, you have to run for it in your own class. And every class picks 2 representatives. I got to do my first term of Student Council in 4th grade, and it taught me a lot. Student Council, you get to propose ideas that then went to the principal, be either approved or unapproved. Not only did we give ideas, but we also helped set up events which taught us leadership. Squires was a lot like Student Council, but a lot different too. Squires was for 5th graders only, but was definitely worth waiting for. Squires was a lot like Student Council in the sense that you had meetings and it taught you leadership, but different in the sense that it was more focused on issues in the world and not in our school. In the year I was in Squires, we were focused on projects that expressed diversity and equality in order to be marked as a no place for hate school. Becoming a no place for hate school was very important in the fact that it dignified Parker as a place for equality beyond just a certain race, gender, or sexual orientation. Teaching us respect, kindness, and leadership. Teaching us about the world and how we can make it better. Teaching us about how we are one of a kind. Parker is different. Parker is special. But most importantly, Parker is my school.
Parker means a lot to me. Being at Francis Parker has shaped me into a better person, shaped my character, and taught me lessons. Every day, I look forward to going to school to see the glowing faces of my fellow classmates. I look forward to having an amazing day that would only be able to be achieved at an extraordinary school like Parker. Parker stands out from other schools. Parker is warm, welcoming, and helps us grow. To begin, Parker is a school that finds new ways to adapt when a problem arises. Even though COVID-19 slowed us down, it made us think in a more innovative way. We do many projects that challenge us to collaborate and to work as a group. An example of the many significant moments in my time at the Francis Parker Lower School is our Agents of Change documentary. While learning about the environmental issues in our world, we got to have a unique experience, such as producing a show that featured us as actors, editors, and producers. We were also in the process of creating HistoryCon, where we showed off our knowledge of history and got to learn about other topics that our fellow classmates presented. Since we were the first 5th graders to do both of these, we faced many challenges, but we worked together to overcome them. We also got to do many fun but optional activities like Famous Friday. For Famous Friday, everyone gets to make up their own show that they perform in a video that is later shown to the class. My show is called Mike's Magic. It is a lot of fun to collaborate with my brother to make a show that everyone in my class will love. Next, at Parker, all of the teachers and students are very welcoming. Some teachers that stand out to me are Miss Chavez, Miss Buzzy, Miss Horton, and Miss Wall, who are my main teachers. Other teachers that stand out to me are Miss Schlater and Miss Dado, who help me with my math. Whenever I have a question, they explain it in a way that makes sense to me. At Parker, it is easy to make friends. Everyone in my class is outgoing and friendly. Since this was my first year at Parker, I was nervous that I wouldn't make any friends. Instead, everyone was welcoming and invited me to play with them at recess. One of my favorite times of the day is recess. We usually play sharks and minnows or soccer. When we play soccer, it feels amazing when you look up and watch your ball soar into the goal. Sometimes you make it, but sometimes you need to try again. Finally, I have learned many lessons in my time in the lower school that will help me prepare for the middle school. An example is I have learned how to use a planner to make sure I know what my priorities are for homework.
Sometimes the homework is exhausting, but I always have to persevere and work hard to succeed. When I study for a test, my motivation is to get 100%. When I reach my goal, it fills me up with so much joy because I know that all of my hard work, dedication, and studying has paid off. I have also learned how to work as a team. We do many activities that strengthen our teamwork and creativity, such as math games, partner stories, and math club. In the end, Parker has helped me grow as a student, a person, and a creative thinker. To me, Parker means that you have friends that you can lean on, teachers that you can trust, and fun activities that you can count on. Even though some of the students and staff might not know you, they are always outgoing and friendly. Parker is the true meaning of a school that cares.
Now it is time to present some special awards. These awards were students voted on the students who followed Strive and embodied it, and so these are from their peers and their teachers. The first award I'd like to share is Kirsten Rindle Award. It was established in 2002 by the former lower school teacher and Board of Trustees member. This fund is a merit-based award for an outstanding fifth grade student. I had the pleasure of working with Kirsten in my first year at Parker. It was her last year at Parker, but I'm so glad that I had a chance to work with her. This year's recipient of the Kirsten Rindle Award is Luke Blair. Please come to the podium to receive your award. We also have a former first grade teacher award, established in 2004 by the estate of a former first grade teacher who taught at Parker for 2 decades. This fund provides financial assistance for a rising sixth grade student who adds to the class both academically and socially and demonstrates affection for the school. This year, 3 students will receive this award. Amelia Terry Fassard, you can come up, you'll all 3 come up. Shreya Reddy Deruru, and Ava Cherry. And I'd like to invite Dr. Yaley to come up and share the Senat Award.
Good morning, everybody. I have 2 bits of business. The first is to give out an award, and then the second is to share a few remarks. So, on to the business at hand. First of all, I have the honor of awarding the Judy Senat Award. This is an award that's given annually to a 5th grader, and this is selected by the faculty and staff based on their character, based on their adherence to Strive, and just based on their all-round goodness. It's never, ever easy for this faculty to try to decide on one person, but we had to do it, and this year's recipient is Persis Eggleston. Congratulations. So, welcome again to all of you, to the families and to the students in particular. This is your day, this is your promotion. It is a joy to be here with you. And I want to do a special welcome and thanks to our amazing faculty. Speaking of which, there's no doubt that every single year the teachers deserve our recognition, our thanks, our gratitude. But let's be honest, if ever there were a year where they deserved more gratitude than ever before, it's this year. A year when they were able to find a way to create the magic when there were some of the things that we didn't get a chance to do, where we had to be working and interacting virtually. So I'm going to ask all of us to join me, stand up, and let's let this amazing group of people know how much we appreciate everything they did this year. Congratulations, you guys. So now, as your head of school, I am going to ask all of our soon-to-be sixth graders to do three things. And yes, this is interactive. So the first thing I need all of our soon-to-be sixth graders to stand up. Stand up. We're all going to do this together, so don't worry, okay? All right, so three things I'm going to ask you to do today, and then I'm going to explain to you why we're going to do them. Now, trust me, I'm not going to embarrass you. These are not going to be difficult. And all three of them, all you need to use are your two arms, right? So loosen up a little bit, everybody. Shake it out. You good? All right. So the first one should be very easy. I want you to hold up your hand. Nice and high. Nope, not nice and high. Be proud, right? Hold it up there, okay? You've done this before. It's clear. Job well done. Okay, take a look around. Everybody's done. All right. Well done. One for one. You can put your arm down. Now the second one, we're going to have to use both arms. And we're going to need a little help on the second one, right? We're going to need the help of our family. So I can't demonstrate because I'm up here all alone. But I'm going to pretend that my mom or my dad or my grandma, grandpa, brother, sister are there. I want you to take both of those arms. I want you to turn to your family, and I want you to give them a big, huge hug right now. Come on. Get in there. Hold it in. Hold that. There we go. Good. Nice big squeeze. Excellent. Use both arms. Wonderful. Excellent. All right. That was very, stay standing. We got one more. We're 2 for 2, right? You raise your hand. You hug your family who you love and who loves you. Now the last one. Now this one's a little, maybe you've never done this before, and I can demonstrate because it only takes one, right? What I want you to do, and we're going to do it for the count of 3 Mississippi. So I used to count things as a kid. I want you to take both arms, and I want you to give yourself a big hug. Come on. Hold it there with me. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. All right, let go. Perfect score, 3 for 3. Good job. Sit down. Well done. Raise your hand, hug your family, and hug yourself. Now, you're not quite done. You see, here's the thing. The reason I asked each of you to do those 3 things, raise your hand, hug your family, and hug yourself, is because I'm going to ask you to do those 3 things every single day next year when you're a 6th grader. And I'm serious. I'm your head of school. I can do these things. Now, you may be thinking that, well, the head of school should probably be giving me some other challenge, like maybe the 3 things he should be telling me is that do your homework, get to school on time, and be in dress code. All of which are very important, and I have no doubt that you'll do them beautifully. But instead, I want you to do something more. I want you to do something that you already know you need in order for you to have the best and most successful 6th grade year. Raise your hand, hug your family, and hug yourself every single day. So why? Because I truly believe that doing these 3 things will ensure that you will have the year you deserve. Because when you raise your hand, you remind yourself and others that you are here, that you are present, and that you, in all of your beauty, belong. and that you believe in yourself, and you are willing to participate, to try, to put yourself out there even if it means you might fail. So next year, every day, at every opportunity, raise your hand. And when you hug your family, you are reminded that no matter what the day may bring, your family loves you just as you are. Your value to them is not measured in any single grade or performance or success or failure, which I guarantee will happen. Instead, you are valued and you are loved every day because you are perfectly you and there was no one else like you. So hug your family every day. And finally, and I think most importantly, when you hug yourself, you remind yourself that the most important person to love is you. And the person most deserving of your love is you. On your good days and on your not so good days, you should always give yourself the first and the best hug because you are always and in every way worth it. So there you have it. You have your marching orders from your head of school. You're going to raise your hand, you're going to hug your family, and you're going to hug yourself. And while I will not be able to check on you every day during your sixth grade year, I'm going to count on the teachers to check on the raising of the hand. Families, it's up to you to check on the hugs. But it's the third one that I can check on. So when you see me walking around campus next year, and you haven't hugged yourself yet, as odd and as awkward as it's going to be, I want to see you go like this and look right at me, because I'll tell you what, if you do that, you're going to make my day. Congratulations.
Now it is time to present certificates.
Over there.
This way. I'd like to invite Ms. Horton up to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Yaley. 5B, please line up. Please enjoy some music from Boone Russell while Miss Buzzy's class lines up.
Wow, dead-end streets, and every time I thought I'd got it made, it seemed the taste was not so sweet. So I turned myself to face me, but I've never caught a glimpse of how the others must see the faker. I'm much too fast to take that test. Changes turn and face the strange. Changes. Don't wanna be a richer man. Changes turn and face the strange. Changes. Just gonna have to be a different man. Time may change me.
Zora Ray Aldis. Victoria Tiana Bennett. Addison Virginia Chanelia. Ava Elise Cherry. Conan Kobayashi Klein. Michael Lee Coxworth. Jonathan Alex DiGiacinto. Macklin Joseph Duncan. Shreya Reddy Devuru. Aiden Gabriel. Bryn Alexandra Holst. Luciana Neto. Caden James Niskajan. Ava Brooklyn Ramos. Matthew Robinson. Pierce Robinson. Boone T. Russell. Annika Grace Rinning. Cooper William Shelley. Malia Kai Terry Boissard. Jonah Van. And Maximus Yam, who could not be here in person today. Congratulations, 5B.
"5BH, please stand and line up as we listen to music by Piper Tobias playing violin. Jay Chopra Abraham. Max James Amanoff. Amelia Ansack.
Congratulations.
Ethan Daniel Ben Yehuda.
Congrats, Ethan.
Eric Bjorg.
Congratulations.
Mia Pearl Kane. Severius Sion Constance.
Congrats.
Olivia Glazerman. Lila Claire Sue. James Van Joyce, who is not able to make it today. Lucas Korn. Keshav Kuravati. Henry Greenleaf Longman. Sienna Lyons. Kellen Morneau. Jet Pierce. Lily Perrin Robbins. Arya Kumari Singh. Ruby Zipporah Slavitt Burr. Sean Soni. Piper Bell Theakston. Piper Lane Tobias. Congratulations, 5BH.
Five R, please line up, and we will enjoy the music of Chloe Rademacher on the cello. Amira Katori Baxter. Luke Stephen Blair. Benjamin Marfo Wama. Sienna Elizabeth Butaro. Kai Aiden Cafferty. Michael Mascari Devitt. Lola Dolan Douglas. Persis Mariel Eagleson.
Beautiful job. Beautiful, beautiful.
Devin Miles Ferreira McPeat. Matthew Marvin Gunn.
You're looking so sharp.
Ava Jacqueline Halls. Claire Lachlan Makeley. Luis Alberto Pedraza Martinez. Emma Bella Maruccia. Kalina Sarah Parikh. Chloe Jahar Rademacher.
Is that pretty good?
Jacob Saba. Nicholas James Saba.
Looking sharp, Nick.
Jake Stanley Samuels. Dominic John Tedrow. Anna Elizabeth Tremolay. Philip George Vano. Joshua Jordan Wilson.
Beautiful job.
Congratulations, 5R.
Congratulations to the class of 2028. I'd like to invite Mr. Lang up to the podium.
Thank you. All right. One of my favorite events of the year, fifth grade promotion, because we have a big spot waiting for you in sixth grade. We promoted our eighth graders yesterday, and I kind of feel like we have a little bit of an empty nest. So this is a great day for us too. Class of 2028, congratulations. In fact, this year more than any other, your parents, your teachers, and you deserve what I like to call a mighty huzzah. You'll get a mighty huzzah from me every now and again, but especially reserved for special occasions. Plain and simple, this year you got it done in the face of all kinds of challenges. And as you've heard other folks say today, we could not be more proud of you. I like to think of Parker as your play in 3 acts. And as you move from Act 1 to Act 2 of your Parker journey, I want to let you know I'm your chief stagehand. We've been getting ready for you. Your 5th grade teachers have met with your 6th grade teachers to learn about you, how we can serve you best, how we can make sure that the learning environment you're stepping into in September is going to be ready for you. Each year, I love listening to the student essays. To me, it feels like the beginning, even a formal beginning, of our conversation. Speakers, you speak on behalf of your fifth grade peers. So here are some thoughts back to you. Amelia, I heard you when you said you were nervous on the first day of school, and I want you to know I'm nervous on the first day of school every year. It won't be different next year. I'll be nervous too, but I'll be nervous right there with you. And we'll have a great start to the school year. I loved listening to you talk about making mistakes, and I want you to keep making mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn. In fact, when my two children went through Parker, they had a great coach in the track and field program that says, you win or you learn. So every time you think you've made a mistake, know that you're learning. You will be fine in the middle school because the lower school has prepared you for new adventures, new fun, and new learning. Lucas, as an English teacher, I couldn't help noticing that you used the word analogous. Oh my goodness, what a vocabulary. I think we're going to have to revise our vocabulary curriculum in the middle school. Thank you, lower school teachers. Growing from a shy junior kindergartner to an outgoing fifth grader. This quote really stood out to me. I made myself at home. Please keep feeling that way. You, Lucas, and all of you in the class of 2028. Parker is your home. And I want to assure you, Lucas, we will continue to help you shape yourself into the amazing young person you're already on the path to becoming. We'll catch you, steady you, and pick you up if necessary when you trip or fall. Amira, you got really tall really fast, by the way. That was pretty cool. How amazing to listen to you talk about how you shifted perspective. You found stress, but you turned it into something important. You found that sweet nectar. I want you to keep buzzing like that little busy bee that you talked about. Keep finding where your puzzle piece fits in. And as you and your classmates continue to grow, I want you to know the edges of your puzzle piece are going to shift. But no matter what shape those edges take, you will always be part of the finished puzzle that we call Parker. Because piece by piece, over the course of years, you make that puzzle together. Persis. Number one, I think every faculty member here and all those that can hear us who are working on this campus today, we're so impressed to hear you say that I've always loved character development. Then for me also, again, as the English teacher, I said, I wonder if she's talking about the application of literature to real life. But, again, lower school, you have prepared these students so well. Thank you for moving out of your comfort zone, and please keep doing so. And you're right. Design isn't the only class you build in, but you'll have a chance to build in design here too. You'll have a chance to continue to build your character in each and every class and each and every interaction and each and every relationship that you make here at the middle school. And Mr. Reese was right. Fifth grade was your best year. I would, with all due respect, Mr. Reese, I think fourth grade was probably their best year. And I know sixth grade is going to be their best year, and seventh and eighth and ninth, all the way through. Each year at Parker can be your best year. Make it your best year. Cooper. Parker, yes, kindness and joy. Parker was and continues to be the best decision you made. Thank you for joining us here. We're so glad that you're now coming to us in the middle school. And please keep striving. It is a practice and a mindset that even we as adults continue to aim for. I liked when you spoke about working as a team, and I want to acknowledge that working as a team is hard, and it's hard for adults too. We often remind ourselves here as teachers that if we want to go fast, we can go alone. But if we want to go far, we go together. So I'm going to be counting on you to remind me that, Cooper. Keep all of us going far together. And you're correct. Parker is different. It is special. And most importantly, It is your school, and it is your school, and it is your school, and your school, and your school. It is our school. And finally, Victoria. Parker is warm. It is a place that cares. And we are so grateful that you have reminded of this and challenged us to keep being that place. Well, I'm very happy that you learned how to use a planner. And if any of you know Mr. Walcott, he's going to be very happy that you've learned to use a planner as well. And he's going to take you to Planner Usage 102. But it sounds like you learned a lot more than just how to use your planner. It sounds like you learned how to create a movie from start to finish. Look out, Hollywood. We're moving to San Diego for new movie creations. You learned how to be a good friend, and you learned how to push yourself to the best of your ability. Anytime, by the way, you want to organize a faculty-student Sharks and Minnows game, I'm in. Thank you so much for allowing me to formalize our conversation. We are so excited for you to come to us in the middle school. Congratulations again, class of 2028.
Thank you, Mr. Lang. Following the ceremony, we will dismiss families by column to exit campus. Due to COVID restrictions, we ask that you move efficiently and do not gather with other families on campus or in the parking lot. We appreciate your understanding. I can only hope that one day we'll look back at this year and the ones to follow and find that there were bright spots. Moments that made us stretch and grow, opportunities to slow down and take time to feel gratitude for your health, family, and simple pleasures in life. I was reading a poem by Georgia Hurd, a poet who was a visiting author last spring when we were fully online. She wrote a poem called Cultivate Tenderness that inspired me to write a poem for this very special class of fifth graders. In a world of sharp edges, take a moment to replay memories that make you smile. Walking on campus the first day of fifth grade, wondering what the school year would be like. Seeing your friends in 3D for the first time in months. Playing hula hoop soccer and pool noodle tag, decorating a spooky Halloween hallway for JK through 4 students to enjoy. Weekly writing retreats with Miss Bellingham. Hacky sack and mask breaks in the courtyard. Student council leadership, squires. Becoming an agent of change, writing monologues about the environment. Special activities like Famous Friday and Caption This. Launching new traditions like the first ever HistoryCon, a new student-led Parker event. Pizza in the park. Moving cargo on a tall ship. Reminiscing and sharing memories with Mrs. Robinson. Carne asada. The delight and surprise of the fifth grade parade, followed by an impromptu dance party and fifth grade flash mob. Cheers, signs of celebration for you, class of 2028. This year has bonded you in ways you may not even realize. Lean on each other, encourage each other to be the best you can be. In a world of sharp edges, take a moment to remember the tender things in your life. Remember, you always have a home at the lower school. Congratulations to the class of 2028. Families, now on behalf of faculty and staff of Francis Parker School, I thank you for your presence here today as we celebrate this milestone in the lives of these remarkable young people. Please remain seated until your row is called to exit, and you can walk through the parade of your faculty and staff on your way to the County Office of Ed parking lot. Can we please have row I stand, and you may exit. Row G. Row F. Row E. Sorry? Row D. Row C.